Hi, I am back with you guessed it, another video. Um, I am going to do an arbitrary interlude because not quite focused 100% on any of the many specialized videos that I've been wanting to do, at least not this evening, at least not at the moment. I did a video on WandaVision, which I'm going to be putting up very soon. I'm not sure when I'll put this up. I had some things though that I was going to say in the WandaVision video, but it was running really long anyway. I was already off topic. I'd spent like, I don't know, 10 minutes on a band called Fusión, a Spanish prog rock band that I had playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear this, but I am playing one of the greatest albums ever recorded, In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson, one of my top 5 favorite bands ever. One of the great musical acts of all time in the history of creation of recorded sound or even unrecorded sound. Sounds wrought by human hands, mouths, whatever. King Crimson's up there, man. I have been imbibing a little bit of adult beverage, which I have not done in a year and a half, as I noted on my WandaVision opus. So I'm pretty laid back here. I have missed this album. King Crimson has their own official channel through Robert Fripp on YouTube, and they've been very particular about what they post and don't post, like certain songs off certain albums and then live recordings, but no whole studio albums. So this one, I believe, was uploaded to a channel called Classic Rock, which has been kind of getting around the algorithms on YouTube that trigger the copyright violations by putting little dashes and lines and funny spellings in the titles to throw them off. And I've been able to glean quite a bit of great albums that way. The early Deep Purple albums with Rod Evans and several Uriah Heep albums. Some others that I can't recall right off the top of my head, but have been uploaded this way to get around the, getting yanked right away for copyright violation. So they did this within the Court of the Crimson King, and I have already downloaded it. Don't worry, I am kind of a sonic pirate, I admit, but that's okay. There's only much physical media I can still collect at my age and with my finances being, well, I'm a working American, so no health care and not much stimulus. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that we live in the most richest, most powerful country in the history of all humanity, and our people live like a third world fucking country? It's not cool. It really isn't. A guy posted today on Facebook about Melania Trump was refused to be a guest at the inauguration of Joe Biden. And there's just a ream of, piling on of, Trump, fuck Melania, whatever, that's fine. I'm not a fan myself. And I just posted, I'd settle for health care, Medicare for all. But thanks to our cowardly, craven, duplicitous House of Representatives, it didn't come up for a vote when it easily could have. And a difference could have been made in millions of lives. So here I go being controversial again, like my What is Freedom video. Well, people are just going to have to get used to it. Facebook is becoming a cesspool of censorship. So I'm taking my little bully pulpit and bringing it over to YouTube, which is also becoming a cesspool of censorship. but I'm just gonna ply my wares here for as long as I can. I'm not going to not going to go all out, firebrand political as opposed to, I'm not going to dump my Blu-ray reviews or my comic book musings or, my Flickr Street peddling of my own work or even, ruminations over my personal life. Though I've got some coming up. Please don't let me forget this time. Not like you can help it. But I forgot to append my WandaVision with a personal announcement I wanted to make. So I'm going to put it in this video. It's one of the main reasons I'm doing this video. Then the sheer excitement of King Crimson pounding away in my living room as I'm doing this video. Fripp, man. Fripp. Long live Fripp. I'm excited about doing some music ones. I'm kind of, I've downloaded a lot of the stuff that I've been listening to lately that I'm excited about. So I've already kind of deleted them from my search history, viewing history on YouTube. So I've got to kind of go back in and between my notes and my cache or whatever and my memory and jot down albums that I've recently listened to, enjoyed, and or acquired digitally that I'm really happy about. Fusion is not the last one, nor is King Crimson. There are bunches of other artists that I don't know a lot about that I'm still learning. So probably what I'll do is, as I did with Fusion on my WandaVision video, have the actual YouTube notes up so I can read it to you guys. And some great sites, great channels on there that I subscribe to. Terminal Passage is one that's incredible. I think there's one called The Best Dream I've Ever Had. It's another great one. The Saturn Archives. That's just a treasure trove of ambient stuff. I've been listening to a lot of ambient stuff late at night. I've been doing jazz or dub reggae. Those are things I like to listen to late at night. I prefer instrumental music, but I've been hearing a lot of electronic ambient stuff, even some recent stuff that I wasn't as familiar with. And Katarina Barberi and Robert Turman. Those are a couple that I've been listening to a lot. Gia Margaret. It's another good one. I'm going to do a whole thing on music video and go through a bunch of this stuff, and it's going to be several episodes. So I'm excited. I want to get back to my Black Sabbath stuff, but again, it's just when I'm inspired, and I really need to make an outline because I really need to have bullet points as to what I'm going to say on it. But I will say this much: I was on a Black Sabbath group on Facebook that I'm a member of. It's really a great group. It's like 90,000 some people. Probably at least a quarter of my own friends list are members. For those who came in late, Black Sabbath's my all-time favorite band and always will be. I want to give a shout out real quick to my friend Mitchell Francis. I've been friends with this cat on and off, mostly on for 33 years, maybe, since 1987. And we've lost touch for long periods, but he is a solid motherfucking guy. I love that guy. I invited him to my Facebook group that I own about adventurous listening called Deep Listening. All kinds of music covered there. And it's pretty much an invite-only group, though I will occasionally let people in that, seem cool or that members prefer. I finally invited Mitch in, and Mitch is a long-time Sabbath freak and long-time prog rock fan and, folk and Americana fan. And he's just a musical wunderkind, knowledge-wise, and really one of the dearest people I've ever known. I have a great character in Flickr Street I based on him called Blake Hawkmore, which was kind of a tribute to the days when he and I used to drive around and listen to Hawkwind really loud. 87, 88. We were so young. Um, I don't know how I got on the subject of Mitch. Uh, I invited him to this group, and oh yes, he sent me a blabbermouth.com or .net article indicating that there was going to be new deluxe editions of the already deluxe editions of the Black Sabbath albums, Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. So I was really excited. It said unreleased material, and I told him I was excited, but I was a little disappointed. I haven't told Mitch this yet, so if you're just now watching this, Mitch, don't be hurt or anything. I appreciate you sharing the info with me, but none of that stuff is unreleased. Not really, not to big time collectors. Like there's the Hartford, Connecticut, 81, I believe, 81 show, 80 show, great show, but it's been floating around on bootleg for years. I got it off YouTube 10 years ago. I think Bill Ward was still on the tour. They did Sweet Leaf. This is back when they actually did Sweet Leaf of the older material with Dio. Sounds fantastic. There's some other stuff off of Live at Hammersmith Odeon, which that's not unreleased. That was a whole released album. It was a limited album, but it is part of their official discography. Incredible album. Great show with on the Mob Rules tour. And then there's stuff like the heavy metal version from the movie Heavy Metal, the version of the song Mob Rules, which that was never put on an album. But it's not called unreleased on here, to be fair. It was on the soundtrack Heavy Metal. It's never been on a Black Sabbath album, to be fair. So anyway, these are still very collectible. I think everybody should get them. There's no new songs, though. There's no new songs. There's no songs we haven't heard before. There's really not much live stuff that the Diligent Sabbath fanatic hasn't heard before either. But anyway, this Black Sabbath group, which I need to invite Mitch to, if I haven't already. Someone was talking about, someone quoted the lyrics to After Forever. Great classic Sabbath song off of Master Reality. And this was their post, was quoting a bunch of the lyrics, which are kind of about organized religion versus real spirituality, etc. Just fantastic song, classic. And people got offended. Some people got offended because they thought these were political commentaries by Trump supporters. This is the madness that we're part of right now, that a Black Sabbath group with 90,000 Black Sabbath fans, and you get a bunch of people who are members who don't even recognize Black Sabbath lyrics, out of context or in context or whatever, they think that it's a political comment. Donald motherfucking Trump. Is humanity devolving, or is it just me? My cat is losing his mind back here. He wants attention. He wants probably to be on camera. All right. Second adult beverage. Third coming up. Great King Crimson song. I forgot the name of this one. I talked under Moonchild, maybe. Moonchild's awesome. You ever seen the movie Buffalo 66 by Vincent Gallo, with Vincent Gallo and Christina Ricci, Ben Gazzara? That is a great fucking modern indie movie, and it uses prog rock from the 70s, like Moonchild. Well, that's a 69 song. And Yes, I think Yours Is No Disgrace, maybe one of the classic Yes songs for the soundtrack. And man, it's so weird hearing this music that's considered so like highfalutin, in this kind of scrubby indie film. But man, it works. It's brilliant. Oh, this is Epitaph. Greg Lake, man, he was incredible with King Crimson. It was before ELP. Did I mention I love King Crimson? King Crimson's like the prog Black Sabbath to me. And both of their the name of both bands is ultimately derived in some way or another from the supernatural or satanic references. Crimson King being Beelzebub. So I feel tomorrow I'll be dying, man. I know how you feel, Greg. So on this post where this cat is quoting, the wonderful After Forever, there's a chick in the group, and she says she lives in Charlotte, actually, where I live, but I don't know her. But that's how far-reaching this group is. But I am friends with her on Facebook, and she says, "Well, you don't know the reference for this song," and I'm like, "I'm with you, sister." But then she says, "This song was written with Ozzy. Ozzy wrote these lyrics when he was having doubts about religion." And I just wrote, "These lyrics were written by Geezer Butler," and I had like 5 people immediately like my post, my comment. I wasn't trying to embarrass this chick because I agreed with her for scolding the Trump freak guy. But come on, man. This is the kind of stuff I want to talk about when I go forward with the Black Sabbath videos, is these what I call myth, MYTH conceptions. Ozzy did not write lyrics for Black Sabbath. Well, we need to get this straight once and for all. We need to get it through our head. We need to accept it. You can love Ozzy. You can worship Ozzy. You can suck Ozzy's cock all day long. You can masturbate to interminable repeats of the Osbournes. That doesn't make Ozzy something he wasn't, which was a lyricist and a songwriter. It's not reality. I loved Ozzy's work with Sabbath. The work he actually did, which were vocal interpretations of songs written by the rest of the band, lyrically and musically. And that's what he did. There's no shame in that. Not everybody can be Ronnie Dio or even Glenn Hughes. Well, I don't mean even, but you know what I mean. Glenn Hughes didn't write the original material for Seventh Star, but he jumped in there and redid some of the lyrics and the vocal melodies, and he made it his, man. He made that fucking album his. So I'm going on a big Sabbath kick. But anyway, that's the kind of things I wanted to talk about on that. So Arbitrary Interlude. I spent a lot of time talking about videos I want to do. At least I did the WandaVision video. And I'm off work tomorrow, and I'm hoping that I can at least knock out another video maybe tonight late, and at least maybe one tomorrow. I don't know when I'll post this one, but probably sometime soon. But first, I'm going to post the WandaVision video. I'm from what I remember of it in my slowly ever more inebriated state, which still isn't that much. It turned out pretty good. You know how you get on Facebook these flashbacks, like memories of 1 year ago today, you posted blah blah blah. So I've been getting a lot from 2018, 3 years ago this week, 3 years ago today. And around this time, 3 years ago, 2018, I was going through some heavy shit, and my heart was kind of broken at the time. And what else is new, right? It happens like every once a year or so with me, but this album, man, I mean, how can you not love it? So what I did, I bought a bunch of these actually, different flavor, but didn't buy liquor. I just bought like the cheap, drunken thing. And I had been stranded in Miami by a woman that I loved, and I came back to Charlotte, and I was devastated. I wasn't working at the time. I was trying to find a job. So a few months before I got the job at Second and Charles, my last job, before the current one. I fear tomorrow I'll be crying. See, he's feeling me, man. And I would drown my sorrow in some cheap alcohol, and I got on Amazon and I ordered like 9 fucking Blu-rays. They were all incredible. That was one of the flashbacks. Don't get on Amazon. Don't get on Amazon when you're drunk. Any fans of any of these movies? Some of these I've reviewed actually on here. Some I'm going to, like Quiet Day in the Country. My God, what a classic! Elio Petri with Franco Nero and his girlfriend Vanessa Redgrave. That is a weird giallo classic avant-garde cinema from the late '60s. I will be covering that soon. I'm going to do a Shout Factory special. I pick out a variety of Blu-rays that I own in my library that are libraries like way over there that are on Shout Factory or Scream Factory. Scream Factory is part of Shout Factory, and review them, and that's one of them. But anyway, I ordered that drunken on Amazon 3 years ago. Another thing I did was I committed to watching Peaks the Return, which I've done a whole video about here. All 18 hours as I got increasingly intoxicated. I made it 15 hours. And I drew 3 pictures of 3 of my Flickr Street characters. And the first 2 turned out great. The third one, I was getting pretty smashed. And those were also, one of those pictures was like, 3 years ago today, you posted this picture of this character. Her name is Gersten C. She's like a motorcycle chick and a singer, a lead vocalist in one of my bands in my story. And her name is like a reflection of my Peaks fanaticism. That's when I kind of made her up. I based her appearance, this chick I knew who was a real life musician who was a big David Lynch Twin Peaks fan on Facebook. Her name I based on Gersten was Gersten Hayward, Donna's sister on the original Twin Peaks. And Gersten does appear in The Return. Same actor, Alicia Witt, I believe. This is Moonchild. Buffalo 66, you need to watch it. I need to get that on Blu-ray pretty bad. There's a nice little part where Christina Ricci, before she got really gaunt, she was very voluptuous little girl, tap dances to Moonchild by King Crimson. Classic minute in cinema, moments in cinema. Gersten, so I named this character Gersten C, and it was also after Mr. C, Dale Cooper's evil doppelganger. So Gersten C after the 2 characters. Character's last name was Cooper too. C for Cooper, because I had a family, the Coopers, minor family in my Flickr Street story too, and she's one of that family. So that's the kind of stuff I'm getting in my memory. Do you remember this kind of deal on Facebook? So that's the kind of stuff I've been talking about, want to talk about. I'm probably not going to do another interlude like this for a while. I covered all that, and I'm sharing King Crimson with you and some thoughts on all this different stuff. So I wanted to make a kind of an announcement of sorts that I was going to make at the end of WandaVision, but this is probably more appropriate. Wow, I'm between the alcohol and just my general hellacious last few months that I've been through, which I've documented on these videos here on YouTube. Hold on. Excuse me. Sounds good, man. This is a hard strawberry lemonade. Hard, like anybody like the movie Faster Pussycat Kill Kill? When the chick goes, "Hey, you guys have some soft drinks?" And Haji goes, "We don't like anything soft. Everything we do is hard." That's kind of how I thought about. God bless Rose Meyer. So, speaking of voluptuous women and what a fucked up year I went through last year and heart announcement that I'm going to close the video with is I think I'm having a love affair with a young lady. Who would have thought that after watching my last 20 videos? Someone I've been friends with on Facebook for a long time. someone I knew kind of was attracted to me and I to them, but wasn't really available. And I was kind of obviously off my head, off my nut over my ex fiance Kelly. Let's just say their name. But um, my perspective has changed so much in the last few weeks, and part of it is because of these videos. And ironically, because of these videos, this person that I had this kind of connection with uh, started following me more and listening to me, and I guess thinking about me a lot, and started putting that energy out. And I started feeling it. And I thought, am I this person pursuing me? This never happens to me. And anytime there's been any hint at any kind of flirtation with any female since Kelly left, it's just hasn't felt right. It hasn't amounted to anything. I haven't felt comfortable. It hasn't, I don't know. I always felt comfortable with this person. I just didn't think anything really was going to happen with them. But now it's kind of happening. And I don't know what's going to happen next or how long it's going to last. But we're going to talk on the phone for the first time tomorrow. We've been texting nonstop. She sent me a love letter via email. It was heavy. I haven't had a love letter in a couple of years. But I really, really like her. And I'm not going to break my usual policy yet and name her. But I will say I'm thinking about you if you're watching this. You know who you are, and I'm happy. I'm happy about how things are going with this. I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling about it. Anything could happen, good or bad, but I feel at ease. I feel comfortable. I feel like you're a kindred spirit, and I really dig you a lot. That's to this person. So to everyone else, thanks for indulging me in that. I didn't expect this to happen. It's weird. I'll keep you posted. But right now, I feel good about it, and that's strange feeling. And if my ex fiance is watching this, I sincerely doubt it, because I think someone needs to kind of care if you live or die to follow your videos. But if she is, or if you are, whatever, it's all good. Whatever. My feelings haven't changed about her, but the reality has changed. That's a reality that I need to embrace. Is what's in front of me, and maybe who's in front of me, and who I would like to have in front of me right now. Much to think about. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with the world. For what it's vague and it's unfocused, slightly impacted by alcohol, but my heart's in the right place, and if it's meant to be, it will be, and that's true of anything. If my ex-fiance popped back into the scene today and said, "Hey, who knows? If it was meant to be, maybe it will be." But I've grown increasingly wary and cynical. I've been hurt enough, and I've been demonized and gaslighted enough by that person. I wish I could say otherwise. I've tried to take the high road every step of the fucking way and acknowledge where I fucked up. And I fucked up a lot. Made a lot of mistakes. But do I not ever deserve forgiveness? Do I not ever deserve happiness? Do I not ever deserve love? I don't know. We'll see, but I'm a lot closer to being on the right track with this than I have been in a long, long time. So for that, I'm thankful, and I'm going to sign off before I hit the 30-minute mark. I'll be back soon.